just tuning in live to Radio Nation, I'm your host Nicholas Pescod. We're live on air with Alabama Capital, band from Cincinnati, Ohio. Two talented brothers with a crazy social media following. All right, guys, you guys have a ton of followers on Twitter, and I mean, what has been the biggest challenge for you guys then? I mean, you guys have had a lot of success on the internet, so what's been your big challenge?
Honestly, I mean, I mean, as far as challenges, I mean, that could be a general question, but like, there's always the challenge of just the day-to-day thing. You know, like, I mean, anytime you want to do something big, there's always a day-to-day challenge. There's always little things that you're doing every single day, and so much hard work and stuff that you're doing every single day. And like in the beginning, I mean, we were posting like videos and maybe only got like, you know, like maybe only like 100 and some people watched them and stuff. And like, but it's just like getting through that initial step, because eventually on the internet, things can spread so quickly. And if you feel like you have something, that people you think would want to see, then it's just getting through that initial challenge of just that initial breakthrough, and then things start spreading kind of on their own. And the coolest thing is to put a lot of hard work into it and then start seeing it grow on its own. And that's kind of the stage we're at right now.
Yeah, I think the awesome part about that is that is a challenge. You know, the day-to-day, you know, doing it, but it becomes really your passion. And I also want to say thank you to everyone who has been there supporting us for so long. Because that really, it takes that challenge and it turns it into something totally different. It turns it into privilege out there, you know, a privilege or a passion or not just trying to please people, but just doing what we love to do and doing it together. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who keeps supporting us.
Now, talking about support here, I'm gonna ask a couple of questions from some of our fans, from some of your fans out there. So one of the questions I have is from one girl. She wants to know if you guys are gonna come to Canada anytime soon, and if so, when?
Hey, Canada, eh? No, we will be there at some point, I promise.
Our answer to that question...
We actually don't really know when at this point, because like there's all kinds of stuff. I mean, we just signed with the management company and stuff, and like they have dates and stuff this summer, but we haven't really heard all of it yet.
Our answer to that question has always been this, and it always will be this. Eventually, someday, we literally are going to tour the world. We know that for a fact. So we will be to Canada, I promise you.
At some point.
So get ready.
Now, as a question for myself, then I guess, give me an age range of how old you boys are, and I mean what the influence has been like from your parents, how they helped you throughout your career.
Yeah, definitely. Right now we're actually 17 years old. We are twin brothers. As far as our parents are concerned, as I said a little, I kind of touched on it earlier. You know, they did give birth to us, so that's the first influence. But no, as far as they've really influenced us in a couple ways. They've influenced us with our character. With our personalities, with our music. You know, my dad, he majored in music at Texas. My mom's she's been a singer her whole life. So really, they've really influenced us pretty much in every aspect of what we do. And we're incredibly thankful for that.
All right, I got a question here from Becky in Michigan. Who is your all-time favorite artist, and what is your favorite song at the moment?
All-time favorite artist. That's really difficult because there's so many great artists, but. Me personally, and this is Nathan, by the way, for everybody listening, but me personally, I know my act of all time is actually U2,
nice.
Because they're just so awesome. I mean, and then like there's always the Beatles and stuff, and I love them.
Yeah, I mean,
but U2 has definitely got to be my all-time favorite act, because they just got so much.
Just they've been together
so much,
for so long.
right? I mean, you got to respect that. And then Boyz II Men,
you got
too.
the vocal quality of Boyz II Men.
Boyz II Men has been a huge influence on us. Like we listening to their songs and singing along with them and like learning their runs and stuff like that. Like I mean, all of that has played a huge role in our music and stuff today. So right now is actually a Boyz II Men song called Water Runs Dry for me. It's a great song, but yeah, so.
All right, another question I got here is from Christy. I'm not sure where she's from, so somewhere in Canada. All right, if you have to describe your Capitalizers or AC family only using one word or phrase, what would it be?
Obviously my word would be together, because you say that we call it the AC family, but we don't just call it that, just because other artists have done that before, because it's just something we're trying to do. We really, really mean it. And when we say together, we mean literally each individual capitalizer, not just, all of us coming in like by the hundreds or whatever. Each individual one together with us as we chase, these dreams we have. We're not just chasing them on our own. We've been able to realize recently that we're chasing them with you guys. And so for that, we're incredibly thankful. So literally together is probably the word I would use.
Now, you guys just mentioned that you have been signed. So talk about your management deal and how that's really going to help you guys going forward as a group.
Basically, I know Nathan touched on it earlier. we recently did sign with a management group called Primary Violator. Some notable artists that they have signed to it would be like 50 Cent, CeeLo Green, and that kind of thing. It's a pretty big deal. We're really excited about the future. We've got a whole lot going on. Like, I don't even think we can even touch on how much exactly. It really is going to be crazy. And I know that, you know, our numbers have been growing like crazily.
But we haven't seen nothing yet.
Well, we haven't seen anything yet.
And the thing is, like, right now we're in the stage where we're kind of getting the music together and stuff. And right now we're working through the process where we're getting a bunch of new music together and really seeing what works.
So
but as soon as that's done, things are
fasten your seatbelts. It's gonna get crazy, and that's all we can say about that right now.
If you're just joining us live on Radio Nation, I'm your host Nicholas Pescod. We're interviewing Alabama Capital Live. Two artists, with over 35,000 followers on Twitter. They've got over 21,000 tweets, so they're pretty popular on the internet. And we got a lot more questions coming in from capitalizers out there. So one question, which is kind of funny, we usually save these kind of questions for the end, where we ask our artists a lot of fun, quirky questions. But we'll do this one first. So Alabama Capital from Arena, she wants to know, what do you guys look for in a girl?
Nice.
That's actually there's a lot, but there's really not. It's kind of a hard question actually, because all that I really look for in a girl, and this is Nathan, is if she has a good heart and if she's giving of herself. Because if somebody is selfless, that means that they're going to do what it takes to keep the relationship together, and they're going to give of themselves. And see, to me, I think the key is, like, everybody has to be willing to give of themselves in a relationship. So I think selflessness is definitely the number one thing for me.
Yeah, for me, it's definitely the heart thing, too, because I've known a lot of people, just people in general, who even just as your friend or whatever, you know, they might be, in the world's eyes, it might be, you know, more beautiful than others, but they might have, like, this, you know, they might have a really ugly heart. Like, you know, they're always judging people and always being a certain way. And so when I meet a girl who has confidence and who's really guarding her heart, you know, has a pure heart, you know, that's really what's the most attractive to me, I know, in my history. So definitely.
All right, guys. I got to ask you another quick question here. I got a lot of people asking me questions about, you know, when are you guys going to come to this city, that city? So what has been a city that you guys have visited that you really, really stood out for you as a solid moment in your career where you're just like, wow, I really like this city, or you had a really good time at?
For me, it's LA. I love the city. I love the valley. I love it all. I mean, I love Hollywood, even though Hollywood is hot and crowded. But I love the whole city, though. It's just a beautiful place. The weather is gorgeous. And the reason it stands out for me career-wise is because we did so much there. A lot of great recording there. Met some great people. And, I mean, that's where the entertainment industry is all at right now. So it just meant a lot for me being an entertainer, being there. So,
you know, my favorite place I've traveled to so far is definitely New York City. You know, Nathan likes kind of the chill, open beach aspect of LA, but I'm actually a huge fan of the crowded, you know, New York City thing. You know, it's basically like you live in a mall. Like, you walk like a couple minutes down the road. What? You walk a couple minutes down the road, and you know you're at a store. Then you go back and you're at your house. Like, it's crazy. So it's pretty awesome. I mean, the subways are basically like the basement of this huge city.
Yeah, they are. You get lost in those pretty quickly, eh?
Yeah, it's crazy though.
All right, so I got one question here from another fan in Cincinnati. She wants to know when your next concert in Cincinnati will be.
Good question. We're actually planning tour dates right now for even this summer, and I promise there will be one right around Cincinnati. I can't actually say a specific date right now, but as soon as this summer for sure.
And we will definitely announce it. I mean, as soon as we know, there will be announcements and stuff, so don't worry. You'll know as soon as we know.
So one other question that I personally want to ask is, so you guys are probably, I'm assuming you guys are still in high school, so what's the reaction been like from people that you go to high school with? I mean, you guys are huge on Twitter, so you must be pretty popular within your own school or within your own little neighborhood.
Well, really, it's kind of mixed, actually. Like, me and Caleb, we do an online program now. We don't really go to public high school, but so I mean, there's not really. But as far as local and hometown people and stuff, there's a lot of support here. A lot of people are really proud of us, and that always means a lot when people that we've grown up with just kind of are like, "Wow, we're proud of you guys." I mean, that's the best moment that I can have.
It's really cool because me and Nathan have always been the type of people where no matter what happens, you know, in our career, what happens in music, we don't really change. You know, we're always the same. So we have a lot of friends, we have a lot of supporters around here, but really they're always going to be family and friends, you know, that we know and love, and it's never going to change. So we can just walk around out here, no matter how big we get. So.
But it is. I will say it is always. It is a little different. Like when you have people like sometimes
recognize you.
They'll recognize you, or like sometimes people will like drive by your house or walk by your house. Sometimes even in rare occasions look in your windows. So there's always moments like that. But it's a great experience though, and most people are very supportive, and we love everybody. So.
Yeah,
what's the next step for you guys? You guys have been talking. You guys just mentioned, you've been mentioning it a bit about, a tour and that sort of thing. What's the next step? I mean, where do you guys see yourself headed in the next year or two? I mean, only good things can really come for you guys. So,
you said it yourself. Only good things can come, and that's really what we believe in. And we have this. Even as soon as this summer, we've got some tour dates going on. We just recorded a lot of music. We're really, really excited about. Like I said with the management thing, we're putting together some plans that we can't really talk about right now, but absolutely crazy stuff. All I can say is that it's gonna be a really long, really enjoyable, fun ride for all of us.
Things are gonna look. I mean, I'm looking at like by this time next year. I mean, you're just looking at probably 100 times even.
Yeah, I think to sum it up is that literally by this time, even just next year, things are gonna be in a totally different place than they are right now.
You guys are pop. You guys, that's your genre. You guys pop, but I mean, you guys have referenced other bands that aren't necessarily pop. I mean, do you feel that you're totally pop, or
Well, really, like me and Caleb, we actually consider ourselves. See, we started doing music by really writing songs.
Mm-hmm.
And we've always approached music from more of a songwriter's perspective than per se an artist's perspective, even though we love being artists and entertainers as well. So we've always, in that respect, we've always written so many different styles of music, from rock to pop to R&B to even rap and blues and all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, we've been all over, even country. I mean, we've been all over the spectrum. We've gotten to write with some great people.
When we sit down,
and all of it influences what we do.
When we sit down to write a song, it's not we don't sit down and say, okay, we want to write a pop song now. We literally sit down, we write music, we're creative, no matter how long it takes.
And we let the song dictate what it sounds like.
Sometimes it's 15 minutes, sometimes it's more than 15 minutes, but every song, we literally let the song dictate. Like, what the song wants to be is what the song becomes. And so, we do end up becoming kind of a...
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely mainstream, but it's very eclectic. There's all kinds of different themes involved. And I heard a songwriter say once that all of his songs are kind of like his kids. And some of his songs some of his kids might go on to make him a ton of money. Some of the kids might go on and live on the streets or whatever and never do anything. But his songs are like his kids, and he loves them all the same. And that's kind of how we feel. We love all of the music we write, but the songs that we play and stuff is just the songs, that we feel like are most mainstream viable. But we write all kinds of stuff.
And I think because of that, over the course of our careers, you guys are going to be able to see a whole lot of different sides of us. We're really creative, really musical people, and I think as our careers, progress, you guys are going to get a whole lot of different stuff. So it's going to be pretty cool. We're excited.
Are you guys more than willing to sort of not necessarily stick with one genre, but sort of diversify your music? Is that sort of what you're alluding to here?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, we're looking at we definitely. One thing about us is we get bored with music really easily. So like, if we start playing one kind of music, then we want to start playing other kinds of music too. So we're definitely through the course of our career, people are definitely going to see all kinds of different music, and I think that translates to staying power as well. Yeah. As an artist, you have to be able to adapt, you have to be able to be flexible, and you have to just love the music in general, not really even a specific genre. So I think if we just keep making music, which we're going to be doing, then you're going to hear all kinds of different stuff and influenced by all kinds of different stuff, and I mean even new music that happens in the future.
I mean, it all obviously, it sounds like Alabama Capital, it's all Alabama Capital music, but even with the stuff we've recorded recently that we're really excited about, we've got about 6 songs, and the song, has a little bit of a different musical taste to it. So we're really excited to unveil those to the world.
All right, I'm going to ask you some fun questions here, starting off with one of my own questions, which we like to ask a lot of our artists here in the studio, and that is, what is your favorite Disney movie?
Nice, you go first.
I love Disney Pixar movies. I
gotta say.
So I definitely gotta say, I'm just gonna say all the Toy Stories, all of them together.
I'm gonna have to say Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo, it's a good one.
Finding Nemo is probably the best.
The sequel, the sequel's called Frying
Nemo, bro. Yeah. But I refuse to believe that, 'cause I love Nemo too much. If Nemo got fried, honestly, I don't know what I'd do. I seriously don't know what I'd do. I would probably have to, I'd write a song about it. That's
oh my God, you're such an artist. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so.
That's good. That's a good answer. All right, now, what's your favorite type of ice cream? That's from one of your fans out here. I'm just trying to figure out who it's from.
I love chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream. Actually, that's my favorite.
That's your favorite? I'm gonna have to say mint chocolate chip. It's the best.
All right, this is a question regarding your time in LA. What was your favorite? What was, I guess, for both of you, what was your favorite experience from LA? And that's from Chloe in Tampa Bay.
Honestly, just working with so many different great people, meeting so many different great people, and just spending a lot of time in the studio and stuff and making music. So that was my favorite thing.
Yeah, when I look back on LA, that's exactly what I think of. I think of, we didn't go to the beach, we didn't do a whole lot of touristy stuff, but we spent literally every day, in the studio making music with people with the same drive, the same passions, to name a few, Kipling Evans, Sean Campbell, DJ Wax, a whole lot of people. And it was just incredible, really, waking up every day and being able to do what we love.
One of your fans wants to know if you guys are going to go on tour, and this might sound like an obvious question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Will there be a chance for your fans to get out and meet you and sort of get to know more about Alabama Capital and who the guys are behind it?
Of course,
there will be meet and greets involved.
Throughout our whole careers, even to this point, we've always been, when we play live, we love meeting the fans. We're all about the fans, and I think that's said with the whole family aspect of who we are. Like I said earlier, the whole together aspect. When we play live, it's not just us going out on stage and then performing and making people pay for tickets.
It's all about you guys.
It's all about you guys. We know that you guys come to see us, to hear the music, to meet us. And so
we want to make it as great.
We're never going to lose sight of that.
So, yes.
What is if you're not doing anything musically and you're just hanging out, where do you guys hang out? What do you guys like to do?
We love hanging out with our friends. We have a lot of friends here, like where we live and stuff. So we go out and we movies and even bowling.
Bowling, movies. There's a theme park right down here called Kings Island. It's owned by the same people that do Cedar Point.
Right.
So yeah, it's pretty crazy. There's a couple cool rides there, even though it's not anything close to Cedar Point. It's still pretty cool. We love everything. Most people love roller coasters, movies. Games, all that stuff.
Who is your favorite superhero?
You go first, bro.
Iron Man, only because the way that Robert Downey Jr. plays
and the Avengers,
the Iron Man part is just so cool. Like,
it really is.
He's just so cool, and that's why he's my favorite.
Although you can't say who's your favorite Superman and not say Superman, but
yes, you can. Superman is too
he's
cliche.
Super in every way.
He's so cliche though. Like everybody's like,
I don't see him holding up any.
This is what happens though. Like, who's your favorite superhero? Then you panic and you're like,
Superman,
Batman, Superman, Spider-Man. Like,
exactly.
Nobody ever hears about Iron Man or Captain America
or the Hulk, even though it's not
I feel bad for the fringe superheroes.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, the friends.
So I understand you guys are also sort of big SpongeBob fans. Is that true?
Yes,
of course.
I've seen every SpongeBob episode, and we in our family meetings we actually seen we have a tradition where they'll go in and the fans will start typing the song, the SpongeBob SquarePants theme song, and that's become a big part of our family meetings.
Yeah,
as well.
Anytime you've got a sponge that lives underwater, he's friends with a
Bikini Bottom.
Yeah, he's friends with a squid and a starfish that lives under a rock. You've got to love it.
That's awesome. All right, what is your favorite thing about one another? And that's from Kelly in Chicago.
Ooh, good question.
Oh, that's a hard one because I have nothing favorite about Caleb.
Nice.
I'm kidding. I love Caleb. No, I mean honestly, if I have to pick one favorite thing about him, probably just the way we both have very opposite personalities. He's very laid back. He's very level-headed. And whenever there's any type of situation or anything, he always looks at the whole picture. And he's very patient with things. And whereas I just kind of go out and I kind of just my
favorite thing about him would definitely be, I have a couple things, but one of the main things is he has a huge drive, for whatever he wants. If he wants something, he goes out and he gets it for sure. And that's something that, with my personality, I'm a little more laid back. I mean, I have drive too, but with him, I look at him and he's like, if he wants something, I don't care what it is, he'll do whatever it takes to get it. And I think that's something that's really actually impacted my life too. So that's definitely my favorite thing about him.
All right. If you're on, say you're hypothetically, let's put this hypothetically, say you're on death row, you got a last meal. What's your last meal?
Last meal.
Wait, hold up. Backstory. Why are we on death row? What did I do?
You murdered 5 people, hypothetically.
Oh, God. I had no idea I was that kind of person.
That's the drive and going out and getting what he wants. No, really though. What's your favorite food, bro?
My favorite food, you know what? I would actually pick Chipotle.
Chipotle, that's okay.
Yeah, and if you guys don't know what Chipotle is, it's like a taco bar.
Meal.
No, it's like a taco bar, and it's made of all of this organic food, and it's really healthy. And I'm a kind of a really healthy person and stuff. So It's kind of my favorite thing in the world. So yeah.
You know, my favorite food. That's crazy because I will literally, you know, Nathan, he won't eat anything, but I will literally eat anything. Whether it's Taco Bell or like some 5-star restaurant, like I don't care. As long as it's food, I will eat it. So I can't really answer that question, actually. I would probably eat whatever they brought me.
Just the basic standard prison food?
Yeah, exactly.
Just your like grits or something.
Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's true, though. Like, I seriously will eat anything.
Yeah, you will.
Nutella. Nutella's a good choice, though.
Ooh, good choice.
Nutella's pretty good, though.
Is there one place that you've always wanted to visit that you haven't got a chance to visit yet?
Yes, actually. I've always wanted to visit Italy very, very badly. I hear it's very beautiful there, and the Mediterranean climate and everything is just.
You know, I've really always wanted to visit Canada. You know, there's just.
Ooh, you're impressing us here in Canada right now.
Exactly. No, really though. I mean, I do want to visit Canada. You know, really anywhere. I've always wanted to visit Europe. Italy, like
Europe is yeah. You do know Europe's a continent, not a specific place, right?
Yeah, no. I mean,
like, so what you want
It's
to
an
visit
area.
the whole of Europe?
You know what I meant?
You're just gonna go tour, like he wants to go visit
You
Europe
know
and just
what?
go everywhere.
You know what? No, okay, but okay, you know.
Guys, I'm going to Europe.
Okay.
Nobody ever says that.
That's my answer, though.
All right, what is your favorite TV show right now or of all time?
Of all time. Oh, right now.
The Office is pretty good.
The Office is probably my favorite TV show right now.
It's funny.
Because I had never really watched it when it was actually like popular, and then like everybody was always like, "Oh, The Office, The Office," and then recently I've kind of just started watching like the late night episodes and stuff, and it's really really funny. And then but of all time, oh gosh,
we don't really watch a lot of TV.
I used to love Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
We used to watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
I grew up on that so much.
Full House all the time. Do you guys remember Full House?
Yes, we do.
We used to watch that all the time.
But Fresh Prince is like
literally, we probably saw every episode. Not gonna lie.
Of both.
Of both of those. So I mean, yeah.
Now, being in Cincinnati, I have to ask, seeing as it is this season right now, are you guys big Reds fans?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, huge
You
Reds
know,
fans.
Nathan's not as big of a sportsman as I am, but I am absolutely crazy about the Reds and the Bengals. Even though the Bengals typically leave me like they usually like dig up my grave for me by the time the season's over and then throw me into it for being a fan.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, although I am pretty excited about Dalton, so. Yeah. But
Well, the Reds won tonight, so they got a good Canadian hitting for them. So
don't know what the Cardinals' score was/is, but if the Cardinals lost, then the Reds are now in first place, which is pretty cool.
yeah,
So-
the Reds won, and I can check out the Cardinals. Cardinals are winning 3-0 against the Padres right now.
Ah, man. Well, you know, we're either going to be a half game back by the end of the night or a half game ahead. So it's pretty good. We're in a good place.
You do have a good Canadian batting for you, and Joey Votto over there. So
Joey Votto's a beast.
Joey Votto is
crazy.
amazing.
So speaking of sports, then, do you guys have a favorite athlete?
Favorite athlete?
Favorite athlete. You know what? Like, I guess like LeBron James. LeBron James was pretty cool until like he kind of freaked out. So I guess I don't know. I like Tim Tebow just because he stands for so much.
No, I mean but I think as far
I
as
don't really have a
as far as
favorite,
athlete like
honestly.
skills, though,
like athletic skills.
I mean you gotta go.
Tiger Woods. I'm just kidding.
It really depends on
More than one way.
No. It really, oh, bro.
Tiger Woods would have been appropriate about 5 years ago.
Seriously, exactly. No. Like it really depends on the sport. You know, in baseball, you gotta admire, you know, Albert Pujols, even Joey Votto, as of recently. You gotta admire a lot of people in different sports. So I mean, it really depends. But if I had to pick one like favorite athlete, that's actually a really, really good question. I gotta go with one from my hometown team. You know, I'm gonna have to go with AJ Green, even though he hasn't really done anything yet.
Right.
Because like some of the catches he made last year on the Bengals were absolutely incredible.
Well, he does look to be a promising player, so.
Yes, he
a
definitely
very
does.
promising
But
player.
you said you love Dalton too.
I do, but like Dalton's not like if you're gonna ask for a favorite athlete, I can't choose Dalton because like he's good and he makes smart decisions. But AJ Green pretty much makes him because.
Okay, guys, A-Rod. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, okay. I guess that was a very ambiguous answer for that question.
Yeah, it was.
All right, then. I was gonna ask you guys. You guys, 17 years old. So I guess you guys must like cars. If you do, what's your favorite car?
You know what? Obviously you could say like there's all these expensive like European sports cars, like Lamborghinis or whatever.
The new
But-
Mustang's actually pretty
But
cool.
actually, that's what I was gonna say. The new Mustang, like this year's version, like, it's actually really, really, like, dope. It's really cool. Like, and I know, like, I guess it's not, like, the most whatever sports car out there, muscle car, but, like, it's really, really cool. And some of the features on it are just so smart. Like, it's a smart car, basically. Like, it's so cool. So I would actually really love to own one of those. But then also, like, I love Audi, too. Like, all their cars and stuff. A lot of their higher-end sports cars are really nice. So, yeah. What about you, Caleb?
I mean, I'm just gonna have to agree with you. Cars aren't even really like the biggest thing in my life, like honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
Cars and guitars for me. I love both. So, but yeah.
Is there a guitar that you've always wanted to own? Is there a brand or someone's guitar that you've always wanted to have?
Yes. No, there's several. I have a list actually. But honestly, I love Gibson guitars. Like, I love the Les Paul series. Because it's just the tone is so nice. But I mean, honestly, I've really recently been getting in. I know a guy. We actually do some recording with him here in Ohio. When we're not like able to go to LA and stuff for touch-up stuff. It's actually right here in Cincinnati. But at his studio, he has this 50th anniversary Chet Atkins Gresh, and it's crazy. Like, it's a cherry wood, and it's got like brass hardware, and the thing just plays so well. So I mean, honestly,
basically, I stole it.
It's like I think it's like a $14,000 guitar. It's like really expensive, but yeah, and it's really nice. So that's actually probably my favorite guitar. I kind of covet that thing every time I go over there. So.
Is there one artist or band or a group that you've always wanted to perform with or would love to do a show with or anything with?
Oh, so many. But if I had to pick one, I'd actually honestly say U2 again, because everywhere they go, they sell out these huge arenas. And, like, it would just be so cool to, like, play in front of a sold-out arena like that.
Yeah, for me, it's really anyone who's been able to achieve a lot of success in the music
Tupac's hologram.
No, really though, it's anyone who's been able to achieve a lot of success and has a lot of experience. I really respect people who have been able to be in the music industry for a long period of time and have been able to make it, time after time, releasing album after album. I think there's something really to respect there. So,
what do you think it will take then for you guys to do the same thing to keep that longevity in music?
I think to keep the longevity in music is really staying true to the music, is staying true to who you are. We've said it a million times, we're creative people. We're always going to write songs. Up to this point, you can ask any capitalizer. We put our stuff out there. We talk to everybody. We try to have this family aspect. But really, when it all comes down to it, we just put us out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're always going to do that. It's such a passion and such a drive for us to get to that level that I really don't think we can be denied.
One question I want to ask personally is, you're almost going to be done high school or your private schooling. Is music college or anything like that? Is that a consideration for you guys? Are you guys sort of focusing on just working on your own thing and working your own path?
Honestly, that answer's kind of changed over the last year because for the longest time, we're juniors now, so we still got one more year at high school. But for the longest time, we were working really hard towards. There's a school in Nashville called Belmont. And it's a great music school, got a great songwriting program and stuff. But over the last year with the happenings and stuff and the people we've been able to meet and some of the expectations and stuff, we kind of put that a little bit on hold. And I definitely want to go to college, and I am going to go to college.
Yeah, we definitely haven't put college.
But we're gonna put our career ahead of that for a while. And just really focus on that. And then, it might be a situation where, I might even go back and get, like, a political science degree.
Yeah, it's one of those things where we know what we were born, gifted to do. We know what we want to do with our lives, and that is music. So that's what we're going to go after really hard in these first couple years, these last years of high school and college age years and stuff. That's what we're going to go after. So, we'll definitely get our degree at some point, go to college at some point, but I don't know.
Yeah.
That's actually something that will be answered, in the future.
Do you feel like the decision to sort of go a path that, even though you are having success, a path that is obviously has a lot of risk with it and doesn't, always guarantee success, and, as opposed to taking what might be in some people's minds and in most people's minds, a pretty stable college? And what are your thoughts on that sort of a decision?
I've always thought that, like, if you're not risky in life, then, like, I don't even get the point of living it. Like, I love, like, just taking risks, and I think that anytime there's a great reward, there's always a great risk involved. And even if you fall, at least your life isn't boring.
And more specifically with music, I've always thought, if you're gonna do music, then don't give yourself even the opportunity to second guess, what you do or who you are.
Yeah, you can't second guess.
We're so confident, in what we do and the music that we know, is inside of us.
It's not to sound cocky. It's just you have to be confident in this industry because there's so many different people that you're gonna meet and talk to, and we've actually already met a lot and talked to, and you just have to be strong and know exactly who you are. So we definitely know what we want, and we're definitely going for it full-heartedly. So.
How important that is networking? I mean, I'm a journalist, so networking's huge in my industry. How important is networking for you guys?
It's huge, 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 huge. I mean, everywhere we go, I mean, we're always handing out cards and talking to people, getting numbers, exchanging information, stuff like that. I mean, everywhere. You never know who you're gonna meet. You never know who's gonna know who. You know, there's that theory that you're only 6 people away from knowing everyone in the world, or 8 people, something like that.
6.
Okay, 6.
It might be 8.
Well, I think it might be 8 now, but it's actually grown a little bit. But anyway, yeah. I mean, so like networking is a huge, huge part. Even just networking with like your immediate circles and stuff, because I mean even they have resources and stuff, and there's different people to meet and stuff within that. So I mean, definitely always keep ahead of networking. You know, that's always where your head is. So it's a huge part of our career.
Related to life, you know, it's really all just about relationships. It's just all about relationships. You know, life is all about relationships. So I think it's really not any different.
All right, now you guys want to do a live performance right now?
Yeah.
All right. So let us know, and for those listening, we're joined live on air with Alabama Capital. So just take it away. Tell us what song you're gonna play, and take it away, guys.
This song is called "Look at Her." It's actually on our acoustic EP, which you can download for free on our website, alabamacapitalmusic.com.
Twin moment.
Yeah, we that's basically just a collection of songs that we wrote, all acoustic.
Literally 4 songs that you can.
I just wanted to put that out there for the fans while we're just waiting to get this final music back.
Not only can you get the songs for free, though, it also actually signs you up for a mailing list, which you get all kinds of cool stuff.
But yeah, this song's called "Look At It." Here we go.
All right, take it away, boys.
She doesn't know a thing about the real world, but she knows all love is safe. So she closes her eyes to make it stop and let the healing begin. Still she doesn't understand why nobody will love her now. Yeah, she knows just what love is, 'cause it's all that's inside her. I know she's trying so hard to be beautiful. Don't she know, don't she know? She makes me smile, look at her. I know she's trying just not to be invisible. Don't she know, don't she know? She makes me smile, look at her. I see pain in her eye, and it shows on my face. Yeah. Every time she cries, my heart starts to race. And I know she's heard it before, but I won't let her go. No, I'd move heaven and earth just to show she's beautiful and incredible. I know she's trying so hard to be beautiful. So she knows, so she knows. She makes me smile, look at her. I know she's trying just not to be invisible. Don't she know, don't she know? She makes me smile. I know she feels that she's not worth it. Oh, 'cause every day, just another day. She feels that she is nothing at all. I wanna show her she's my everything. 'Cause every day is just another day. When I hold up in my arms and I say, baby, you know you're so beautiful, and I want you to know that you made me smile. Baby, you'll never be invisible, and I want you to know that you made me smile. You made me smile, yeah. I know she's trying so hard to be beautiful. So she knows, so she knows. She makes me smile, look at her.
Smile.
Wow, that was really well done, guys.
Thank you.
All right, so now I got to ask you, and that was thanks again for doing that. That's a good song, and you guys are really good. So we got to ask you, where do you get your inspiration for writing?
Good question.
Really, from like I said earlier, with music, I feel like people are actually sponges, and they kind of take in all kinds of different stuff, whatever you hear.
Yeah, I think the best answer for that question.
And it's just everything, really.
I think the best answer for that question is life. Literally, is life. Where your inspiration for writing comes from is definitely life. You can be get it from relationships. You can get it from just walking down the street and meeting someone totally random.
You can get it from being on death row. Like
from murdering 5 people, going to death row. Yeah, you can get it from SpongeBob.
I feel like that would be a metal song though, like.
Probably.
Yeah. Anyway.
But yes, life.
What's the challenge? Like, is there something that's challenging about writing songs for you? Does it almost come natural for you guys?
For us, the reason it probably seems that way is we've been blessed, and we're incredibly thankful for the fact that as twins we literally have a co-writer with us all the time, and our writing style is co-writing. A lot of times Nathan will come up with a lot of lyrics. I'll come up with a melody. I'll come up with the music, or vice versa. It really doesn't matter. We just literally sit down and we co-write these songs. And it is crazy because a lot of people have asked us that exact question. Does it really come that easy? And to answer that question, a lot of times the songs just really do come. They really are inside of us. And when we say that, it's not just something we say. When we sit down to write a song, we just look inside of ourselves. We think of a certain situation, and we just start writing music. Maybe the melody comes first, maybe the song lyrics come first. But it really doesn't matter. It's just sitting down and getting the song out there. And that's basically us.
Is it hard? Is it hard too because you guys are twins? Is there conflicts when you guys come to writing? Do you disagree a lot?
Well,
yeah, there are. We have some stories about like us almost killing each other and stuff.
Yeah, we have this thing. Recently though, we have had some issues in the past, but more recently we kind of have this thing where it's kind of known for both of us that we're twins, we're brothers. We love each other more than anyone else in the world. But we're a duo. And just like maybe friends who are a duo, there's some things that we just don't let. We don't let the fact that we're twins get in the way, or we don't let the whole sibling rivalry thing cause us to have issues. One of our biggest things is unity. It's something we always want to be there. And we want people to really, when they hear our music, to hear that unity that only comes from brothers.
Yeah.
And that's really
it's really cool because our biggest strength is also our biggest weakness when writing songs. Our biggest strength is that we are 2 different people, and we both have 2 different perspectives and things we're bringing to the table when writing a song. But that also is what causes the conflict sometimes, is because a lot of times me and Caleb both have very differing musical opinions. And we kind of, what happens though is we take both of those very different things and bring them together and kind of blend them into one. And that's kind of what creates our unique sound, I think. So it's our biggest strength is our biggest weakness. So
definitely.
All right, I'm going to go back to some more fan questions here. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to Radio Nation. I'm your host, Nicholas Pescod. We got Alabama Capital live on air. All right, so from Tommy in Iowa, what is your biggest regret, if you have one?
Honestly, there's always that regret that maybe you didn't do something you should have for somebody that day. Honestly, so many different people, and there's so much that you can do for the world and so much that you can do for other people and just so much that you can serve in. And I feel like that sometimes we pass that in daily life. We get so caught up in ourselves and our own lives that we forget what the point of life is, and that's really just to serve other people. I feel like that's my biggest regret sometimes is there's people during the day that that you don't really get to serve.
And now that I'm in the moment, sitting here eating this low budget prison food, my biggest regret is maybe killing the 5 people, but it's actually probably not. That's my last name.
That's a good answer. I like that one. All right. Another question for you. So, are you guys big? You guys said you're big Reds fans. So, you guys have been. I'm just going to assume then you've been to a few ball games there at a Great American Ballpark. So, where do you like to sit? Are you big upper deck fans? Or you want to get right close down to on first base?
It's crazy. It really depends. But a lot of people like to sit closer and lower, closer to the field. But I've always been one of those people. I kind of like the experience you get, from even up in the bleachers. Being able to see the whole field. I think it's pretty awesome up there. So that's really a hard question to answer. Fair
enough. Now, you also mentioned that you're big Bengals fans. So, what are you looking forward to about the Bengals next season?
That's a real question.
No,
It's a tough question.
Yeah.
No. For me, I'm really looking forward to seeing the chemistry progress between Dalton and Green.
Yes.
They're both young, but they're both very promising, and I think we're gonna see a pretty good Bengals team for the first time in a while out there. And not just a good Bengals team, but one that's actually good.
I have a question though. How many times have people said that in the past years?
I know, but it's different.
And then how many times has somebody gotten injured or? How many times has God struck someone down with lightning or something? Like,
we actually have a good quarterback, now. That's not overrated.
we did at one point too.
No, but he was a little overrated. He shall remain nameless.
And then not so distant
and we don't have a diva as a wide receiver anymore.
I will give you that.
So I think we're looking pretty good.
Do you guys have any?
No. Actually.
Yeah, Nathan.
Oh, no. I love animals, but no, we really don't have any.
Yeah,
pets,
I have a little brother who's 12 and a little sister who's 5.
And they're both allergic to different things.
We don't have any pets. The only pet we've ever had actually was a goldfish, and I actually have a funny story. I tell a lot about it, but it's really sad. I won the fish. I actually won the fish at a festival, and the way you won the fish was by tossing this little plastic ping pong ball into the fish. So obviously the fish hated me from day one because I was bombing it with this ping pong ball. So when I finally got it home, he was fine for a couple weeks. We didn't talk much, but he was fine.
Well, that's a good thing, though.
It's a good thing. And I woke up one morning about 2 weeks into having this fish, and he was so alive. He was so alive. So I fed him for the morning or whatever, and then I went back to sleep for like 2 hours. I was tired, And when I woke up that second time, he was floating at the top, and he was totally dead. I was like, really? Like, there was a 2-hour difference.
Like, how fragile is life?
How fragile is life?
For a little goldfish to just be alive and happy,
and 2 hours later, floating at the top.
Being dead, like, it's just like, wow, man, like, and now he's like down the toilet and the
reminded me of Nemo too.
Yeah, he looked like Nemo. Sad story, sad day. It's very sad day.
Here's an interesting question. What music do you think best fits your voice?
Nice, good question.
That's actually really funny. Because honestly, my voice, and this is Nathan talking. Again, I'm saying that because I want everybody to know like our different stylings. But my voice is definitely more along the lines of it's kind of like John Mayer meets Mike Posner actually, because it's very when I sing kind of chill, it's very, very airy, very, very light, and I can do a lot of random stuff when I sing really chill. But then when I get powerful, I kind of lose some of that control, but it kind of is replaced by kind of a grittiness and more of like a almost an Adele, John Legend aspect, I want to say.
Wow,
I know. I'm
really
raising the standards. I'm just using those as like examples. Like, and when I sing, it's just kind of in the different registers. And I mean, Caleb will explain his voice, but.
As far as the actual question,
I didn't even answer the question, did I?
No. As far as the actual question, styles of music that really I believe fit our voice. We can both do R&B really well. Me especially, I have a really smooth voice. Nathan can actually handle rock too, though. He doesn't really show off that side of his voice a lot, but he can actually get really grungy and rocky a lot of times. So I think rock, R&B, obviously pop are the best.
Is that rock a foreshadow for anything to come?
Possibly. We are working on one song that we think is pretty epic. It ends pretty rocky.
Well, and that's another aspect of us too. Is like me as a guitar player, I've always been very into like guitar solos and stuff like that. And I'm a lead guitarist at heart. So I definitely play a lot of solos and stuff. So that kind of plays with the whole rock thing too. But like what's developing is this cool blend of like a mainstream rock R&B sound, and it's actually kind of cool because it's kind of it all together. And I'm really excited about it because it really shows off a lot of different aspects of us.
Man, you like talking about yourself. I'm just kidding.
All right. Yeah. When did you guys learn to play the guitar? I probably should have asked you that a long time ago, but I guess I'll ask it now. So when did you guys pick up the guitar?
The first time I ever picked up a guitar was 6.
I picked up a guitar when I was 2.5.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, no, not really. We both started taking lessons when we were like 9 years old.
Yeah.
That's really what started everything.
And was that sort of based on your parents' influence? Like, are you guys heavily influenced by your parents?
That's one of the things we mean when we talk about how influential our parents have been. From day one, they saw this, this passion we had. Singing, we would write songs from such an early age. So at the age of 9, they stuck us in guitar lessons.
Forced us to practice.
Didn't let us quit. and it quickly became a passion.
It transformed, it transformed from a chore to a passion really fast.
Really fast.
I think that's important for everyone to realize too, is that it always starts out not being fun. It really does, and nobody really starts practicing 30 minutes a day.
I think if you can close your eyes and see yourself doing something in say 10 or 20 years,
getting through that first challenge.
But the only thing that's stopping you is getting through, the first couple of challenging months of doing whatever it is. Then don't let that stop you, because in 10 or 20 years, you're going to look back on it and you're going to be like, thankful. If I had done that, then imagine where I'd be right now. And I think that's one of the biggest things we could tell people. So,
all right, a couple more questions from your fans here. I actually got a lot of questions, so I'm going to try to get through as many of these as I can. One wants to know, any songwriting tips?
Actually, yes. When you're writing a song, there's always two types of songs, in my opinion. There's songs that relate to you, that means it's a good song, and then there's songs that can relate to other people, which makes it a great song. And I feel like every songwriter's goal is to write a song that speaks for people or says things for a generation or for a certain group of people or even everyone. So when writing songs, just always, number one, be true to yourself, but number two, try to really put yourself in you're writing about. Don't always just look into yourself, because honestly, a lot of people have different opinions and different things about them that you could really tap into to write a great song, and it'll really make it connect with a lot broader, a lot more of a broad audience. So
I would say too, as far as actually, choosing things to write about and actually writing, obviously what Nathan answered is perfect for that, is just looking within yourself and writing songs. But I think too, if you're talking about, the actual craft of songwriting, I would even say get involved with some type of songwriting program or something definitely to help you learn the actual technicalities of songwriting.
There are a lot of
because there are a lot of obviously anyone can write a song. It can be an amazingly passionate artistic song. But it might not be, as far as the songwriting craft, it might not be what some people are looking for. So it
there's
really
always that blend of science and art.
Yeah, that blend of science and art.
The greatest songs always perfectly walk the balance between the science side of songwriting and the artistic side of songwriting. So just always keep that in mind. There is a formula, but always be true to your artistic intentions and stuff too. So it's just kind of walking that line.
What would you say to somebody who's thinking about, starting a band or getting into singing themselves? Maybe they're 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. They really want to start picking it up. What's your advice to them in terms of, navigating the social media aspect and managing their own career?
Honestly, just get out there. Whether it be through, I would definitely encourage social media, but also get out and play local gigs and stuff around where you're at. There's all kinds of places everywhere. There's little I know there's restaurants and bars and stuff, but not everybody can play those because of age issues. But if you can't play those, then play local teen clubs and venues and stuff. I know we've actually been in several different bands before this. We were actually in a punk pop band and all kinds of stuff, and we actually gigged a lot locally. And that really helped. So I would definitely just say, just get out there somehow.
Yeah, I agree with Nathan. As far as the internet stuff is concerned, like you asked, I would definitely say, just start putting out videos of you doing what you love to do. Don't worry about numbers. Don't worry about who's watching, who's not watching. As the artist, just literally worry about putting out what you are confident in, what is exactly your passion, not what you think someone else wants to hear, but what you want to hear. And then if you're really confident, and if you're really doing what you love to do, people will pick up on that and they'll love watching it.
And always make sure you're open to making yourself better as well, because everybody can get better at something. And I think that's why I say, make sure you gig stuff out and stuff too and play around locally, because that's really a great way to really hone in your craft. Before me and Caleb ever posted anything on the internet, we were playing 3 and 4 local shows and a weekend and stuff. So
just have the attitude that with music,
just always be getting better.
With music, you're never as good as you can be.
Exactly.
Because you're literally not. You can always get better with music.
Here's a really good question from Kayla in Texas. What's the best piece of advice you have ever heard?
Ooh.
Honestly,
it's a lot.
I would say follow your heart, but that's not really the best advice I've ever heard. The best advice I've honestly ever heard is really be selfless. Because if you think about life can basically be summed up as a series of relationships you make or a series of people you meet. And if you're selfless and you're truly putting other people first all the time, that's the secret to a truly successful, happy life. And I feel like if follow your heart is a great thing to do, but it's almost kind of selfish in a way. The focus should always be other people in my opinion. And if other people are always the focus, then your life is going to be great, I promise.
And I've heard a lot of amazing advice in my lifetime, in different aspects, different areas of life, from different people. But as far as I'll just I'll relate it to music, since obviously that's what we're talking about mainly tonight. You know, when you're doing what you love to do, even if it's your passion, even if it's really what you love to do, and it doesn't have to be music, it's just whatever you love to do. You know, sometimes your focus can switch from doing what you love to do to doing what you think other people love you to do, and you just can't do that. You have to always make sure that you're doing what you want to do, not what somebody else wants to do, not what some producer wants you to do, not what some songwriter wants you to do, but what you love to do. And that's probably the best advice I've ever heard, because it takes a lot of stress off of you, and it causes you to just be able to really focus on what is close to your heart.
All right, I got a couple more questions here. We're going to try to get through them all. I know we've had you on for an hour already, so we're going to try to do this for another 5 more minutes and get through as many questions as we can. All right, another one is, what is your favorite Bible verse / quote, and how does religion affect your music?
Definitely. My favorite Bible verse is definitely Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 through 6, actually. Basically because it talks about putting your trust in God, putting literally your whole heart into God. And it actually relates to, you know, what you want to do with your life, because it basically, it's just been something that's really close to me, because I've been able to really realize through that verse that if I put, you know, my whole heart into God, I put, you know, my dreams into God, then He'll determine which step I take, right. You know, which path I take.
Right. And I mean, for me, my favorite Bible verse is this is going to sound cliche, but it's John 3:16, because that really sums up what everything's about to me, and what's very close to my heart. So, and what life's about to me. So, and what life's about in general. So, I definitely think that that's my favorite Bible verse. As far as like the way that quote unquote like religion affects our music and stuff and our lives, it's huge in every single way. But I actually don't consider, we're not really religious people. We're very relationship focused. Like we have a great relationship with God, and it's very personal. And we don't consider ourselves a Christian group, but because we are Christians, it affects everything that we do. It affects the way that we live our life. It affects even the music we write and everything. So it's just kind of prevalent in everything we do, but it's always there. It's always a deep part of us, and it's where we came from, and it's always going to be there. So that's what I would say.
Growing up in Southern Ohio, I want to ask you, what's that experience been like for you guys living in Cincinnati? I've never actually been myself, so I mean, what is it? Is there something like you really love about Cincinnati, like a feature about the city? Is there something that you're just proud to be from up there, and what is it that you love about Cincinnati?
Honestly, the skyline.
It really is a pretty
beautiful. It's really beautiful. Like if you go at night, like across the river to a place called Newport, and you look at the skyline at night and all the buildings and stuff, it's incredibly beautiful. It's breathtaking. And that's actually where we shot our stop video, actually. But yeah, it's an amazing skyline, and that's one of my favorite things. Is just the cool breeze down by the river.
You live somewhere your whole life.
When you're right,
you think of as the skyline.
No, because like it's so beautiful though. Because like when you go down there and you're walking around Newport, and it's like
how often do you do that?
6 or 7 o'clock at night, and the sun's kind of setting, and there's this beautiful breeze. I mean, picture this, and you just get this feeling. Because there's just a feeling there. Like it's amazing. Like you can laugh at me all you want, bro.
I'm not laughing.
It's amazing.
It's fine. No, I'm gonna have to agree with everything he just said.
All right, and we can do 2 more quick questions here. We can't get through all of them. Obviously, there's tons. I can't get through all these. All right. One good question though is, did you ever get stage fright, or have you ever experienced it?
Stage fright?
Yep.
Yeah, actually, it was a lot more common when we first started playing. And there were actually times where I freeze up and stuff. I mean, it's always there for everyone, I feel like. And a little bit of stage fright is actually healthy. And a little bit of nervousness, because it keeps you alert. It keeps you alert, and it keeps you attentive to the things you should be attentive to. But the key is learning how to channel that stage fright or that nervousness into a passion for what you're doing. And I feel like a lot of it goes away too when you focus on the people you're performing for, not yourself. Always be focused on the people that are watching you and the other people. Like I said, be selfless. And I feel like that's the secret to a great live show, and that's the secret to curing stage fright, actually. So
definitely. I mean, I think that my answer to that question would be, of course, I've had stage fright at some point. You know, every time I go on stage, there's not really a stage fright. There's a little bit of a you know, wanting to make sure I do everything correctly. But then when I lose that, I literally lose that when I go on stage. There's something that happens. There's this switch. I love to perform, something that's really close to my heart. So as soon as I get out there, it really changes.
What makes you smile the most?
Ooh.
That's from a fan.
He said that like we didn't want to
don't want to make this weird or anything.
You know what? You want me to be honest with you? You smile the most.
I thought maybe it would be the prison food, but
Yeah, you know, I was about to say that, but no. What makes me smile the most, really, honestly, is just seeing other people happy, and that might sound cliche in some way or another, but really, it really is what makes me smile the most. When I go out, you know, even total strangers, when I see you go out, you go to the store, you go wherever you are, and you see all kinds of different people. You see people who you can tell are really truly happy, and you see people who you can tell that aren't. And two of the biggest things that probably make me smile is A, you know, seeing someone who is happy, seeing someone who's enjoying life, and B, being able to help someone enjoy life. Yes. And I think those are probably the two biggest things.
Same exact thing here, actually, just helping other people and seeing them happy. So.
Final question for you guys. Where do you see yourselves headed, and what is your ultimate career goal?
Honestly, my career goal is to be... Caleb, stop. He keeps pinching me. No, my career goal, though, is to be... is really just to impact as many people as possible with our music and our message. And I feel like as songwriters and as artists and stuff, we really want to help people, and we really want to impact the world. We don't just want to be artists that just kind of sit there. We want to make a difference. And I think my chief goal as an artist, and as music being my career, my chief goal is to really just touch as many people as possible. And I mean, honestly, I want in a good way, Caleb. No, but
yeah, don't go to jail or anything.
Creeper. No, but like throughout the world though, because I mean, there's so many people that just need to be happy, and so many people that you can impact. And like,
I agree. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Okay. Anyway,
so heartfelt.
And like, I want to at some point too. I mean, I know we're gonna be selling out stadiums. I just that's my goal, my passion. I just wanna like sell huge stadiums, have #1 hits, all that stuff.
You know, my answer to that question is summed up pretty easily actually. My biggest, most chief career goal for both of us, for Alabama Capital, is definitely just seeing our music, our message come up.
Still there, guys? I think we might have lost them for a second here. We're going to try to get them back. Yeah, we have lost them, so we're going to just try to get them back here, so bear with us. I can't believe this actually held out for as long as it did. It's only been an hour, so we're going to try to get them back. Just give us one moment here, and we're going to try to call them again and finish off this quick interview. But I have to admit, these guys have been really, really fun to talk to, and they've been hilarious the whole way through, so let's see. Hey, you still there? We kind of lost you for a second.
Yeah, you guys, can you hear us now?
Yeah, we can hear you. I'm surprised that this lasted that long, so I'm impressed. We were only on for an hour, so...
Yeah, wow. Yeah, it's held out good.
Technology,
We back.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know what? I guess I wanted to say to you guys, we gotta end off the show in the next minute or so. So I wanted to say thank you guys for coming on to the show tonight. It's been a lot of fun. You guys are welcome back anytime you want.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Definitely let us know when you come up to Canada. Especially if you're in the Toronto area, you can definitely come in studio by any means.
For sure.
Oh yeah,
sure.
Like I mean, when we're playing like Blue Jay Stadium and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it should come down to Cincinnati, and we can go to a Reds game or something.
Yeah. Hey, do the Reds play the Blue Jays and interleague play it all this year?
I don't know. I think they did last year. I know I saw the Reds when they came up 2-3 years ago. So I don't know if they do. It's really weird with interleague. You only play one team once every so often.
We're gonna have to get our Canadian accents on.
Yeah, I know, eh?
Definitely.
All right, well, thanks a lot for coming on the show tonight, guys. Your fans are really happy. We're all really happy here, so thanks a lot for having us.
All right, man. We're happy, too. So awesome. It looks like it's just a happy club. So
yeah, there you go. Perfect. All right, guys, take care.
All right, you too, man.
There you go, and there's Alabama Capital live on Radio Nation, and